currently pursuing Ph.D. at Anna University in the field of composite materials, and also underwent design thinking workshop at IIT Madras to solve real-time issues using design thinking approach. He had done 2 patent fields. Apart from teaching, Mr. Haston has served as an Jeppiaar Engineering College Innovation Club Coordinator, Student of Staff Development Cell Coordinator, Trained NSS Program Officer in Social Service at Empanel Training Institute, Madras School of Social Work. Mr. Haston has successfully organized various workshops, seminars, symposiums, cultural events, sports events, and social welfare program. Now I request Mr. Haston to take over the session.
Head of Department of Aeronautical Engineering, Mr. D. Murugan. And also I would like to felicitate Dr. Kumar, President of JEC Innovation Club and Head of Department Mechanical Engineering. So I request you both on the stage for a moment. It's indeed an honor this afternoon to stage for this program. I thank first our principal, Dr. V. Natarajan, for giving the full freedom to organize such type of programs. And I thank our managing director, Dr. M. Regina Jeppiaar, who has always been supportive in organizing innovation related programs in our institution. My sincere thanks to my head of department, Mr. D. Murugan, who has sacrificed his time and also given the students for this session. My special gratitude to Dr. Kumar, President of JEC Innovation Club, on his new venture. I also wish him all the best for the days to come ahead. And also, in the capacity of head of department, I really convey my gratitude for sending the students forward to attend this session. Hope all of you are comfortable, though there was a lag in between. You are also patient to wait for the session. That's so nice. So today's session is on how an innovation can be converted into a startup. So I'll be speaking on this topic. I won't take a lot of time. In fact, this will be little like a lecture session. And because the audience mostly are from aeronautical and mechanical engineering, and also there are a few from IT and CSE, my topic will relate mostly to the aspects of mechanical engineering, what I speak, because I can give most examples only from that sector, because I was exposed only in those sectors. And anytime if you could not understand anything or if you have any questions, you can raise your hand, especially if you come across technical terms. For most of you, those terms might be you might be listening for the first time. So in that aspect, you will have questions. Please don't hesitate to ask questions. Only then it will be interactive. So before I proceed further, I'd like to ask one question to all of you. What would you do if you have been given 1 crore rupees? I repeat my question. So it's an intriguing question, no? Start with. If you have been given 1 crore rupees, what are you going to do with that? Someone said multiply. I never expected that answer. Okay, I will come back to Sam later on. Anyone else, what will you do with that 1 crore? If I ask my colleagues over here, I also have to mention my gratitude to Dr. Damodaran, who has brought his students. Thank you, Purushottam sir, for coming. And also thank you, Mr. Mahendran and Mr. Manikandan sir, for coming. Usha ma'am, thank you for coming. So, faculty will definitely give beautiful answer for that. If we give 1 crore rupees, if you have 1 crore rupees gifted to you, what are you going to do with that 1 crore rupees? Any answer voluntarily, can you raise your hands and give the answer? Mostly it will be buying a bike. For faculty or family people, it will be buying a house, automobile. Something like that, right? Anything else? Anything so different? Someone said multiply. How are you going to multiply? So that is the session all about. How are you going to multiply that? Nothing. Stock market. Okay, nice, interesting. Someone said stock market. He's going to invest in stocks. Any other answer? See, either you have to take your lifestyle to a different level. If you have money, at least your lifestyle will be better, your family situation will be better, or you will bring your community to a well knowledgeable level. Your community or the society where you live will be definitely developed. See, I will tell a few more things. In few sessions, when this question was asked, someone said he will become a politician. He will become a politician, he can become a counselor. He can become a ward counselor, or he will try to contest in some particular portfolio in national level. That answer I never got from this place. Someone said you're going to multiply that money. Now, that is the $1,000,000 question. How are you going to multiply that money? If you are a student, how are you going to do that? Because the world that you have already ventured is very small. The world that you have to venture is much more bigger, and it is in the future. It is not now. So multiplication is very important, but how do you do it is what differentiates an individual from the other. Let us say there are many people who draw salary, like the head of department of Aeronautical said, no, there is a lot of employability awareness. Like every graduate should get employed. Once he gets employed, his family is taken care well, and he has a lifestyle, he has a family to take care of. That is good. But apart from that, what else? What happens? Everyone has the same lifestyle, but what is the difference from each other? What differentiates each individual? Or what differentiates United States from India? If I put like this, it is even interesting. What differentiates United States from India? How different is United States from India? Why do people want to go to United States for masters, or why do they want to go to United States for settling over there? And whenever we hear my friend is residing over there, my relative is residing over there, automatically our eyes goes what? Big. It becomes big. We are always puzzled. My friend is coming from United States, I'm receiving them. So why do we have that in our mind? Why do we think always US is so good? Lifestyle? Salary, technology? Economically what? They are developed. Nice question. Nice answer. Developed. How do you say that they are developed? In our country, if you take a country, we try to work mostly in the cities, not in the villages, right? We try to work in the cities, not in the villages. Why? You have a lot of opportunities to survive, to live, and your lifestyle is much better. Now, how did that happen? When I said when I gave the question of United States, now why did that development happen earlier, and why it is happening later now in India? Good. Education. Now, that education system has something unique over there. It provokes every student to become an entrepreneur. The education system over there provokes every student to be a leader. That education system over there makes every student to take responsibility. That education system over there makes every student to stand out from the competition, to be something unique in the society. And that is something which we lack. And this session is something which will provoke you, which will try to instigate you to do something different from the other, to be that special person, not the ordinary one. Like HOD has said, everyone goes for employability, but where do you get that employment offer from? Who is going to give that employment offer? Most of you in your final year, you are going to face a placement in days to come, right? It will be very fast. It will be rapid fast. Month of September, October will just go very fast. And by the time you finish October, half of your friends would have got placed. Their names will be in the banner, or they will be circulated all across the college. But some of you will be left out. You will not get employed. What does it mean? Is it the end of the journey? Not really. So this session is something which will this session is something which should trigger that all of you can become an entrepreneurs, but how do you do it? How do you start your journey? So I would like to quote two statements over here. One from the Ministry of Commerce and Industry by Shri Ph.D. Goyal. He said, the employment generation is not confined merely to government services or factories, with job seekers becoming job creators. We are proud of the hard work and innovative ideas of our youth. So what does he mean? We are having a transition phase. The generation that we are seeing today, the youth that we are seeing today, are no longer just job seekers, but they want to be job creators. Try to understand what I am speaking now. I will show in the next slide what is that exact meaning. And I'm quoting one statement from our Honorable Prime Minister himself. He said, I see startups, technology and innovation as exciting and effective instruments for India's transformation. Why am I quoting this statement? See, it is from the top personality of the nation, or it is from the most respected position itself. The policy itself says that the startups, technology and innovation are the instruments for transforming India. So when the people in those top positions, when they speak about future of the nation. Future of the nation means 10, 20, 30 years ahead. So for something to happen in India, for some global revolution to happen, for India to be something special in the world, the only way that is possible is by having entrepreneurs or by innovation going into a different level. So that is possible by startups. Now he is including the word technology. Someone said using of technology. Now this technology today has made many things more affordable to every citizen of India. Let us say during a lockdown, let us give an example of lockdown. During a lockdown, most of us were confined to homes, right? More than half of the people used Swiggy, Zomato. You would have used Big Basket. You would have used other grocery apps to get your vegetables, groceries developed at your home, dropped at your home. Am I right? Most of us would have used that. Now that is called access to the technology. Now to access the technology, all of us should have had mobile phone first. Correct or not? You should have had mobile phone. To access, now you have a mobile phone. To access the technology, you should have had internet. There should be a good service provider who will facilitate you with good internet connection. Only then all this is possible. You will compare between 2 or 3 apps. You will compare the prices between 2 or 3 people. Only then you are going to select which is the best. Now see here, if there was only one person in the market who is delivering the grocery, you would have not even bothered to buy from him. Because you had competitors, 2 or 3 people in the market who are playing in the same sector, you have options to venture. You have options to choose. Try to understand here. These 3, let us say A, B and C, 3 people. These 3 have used the technology to the fullest of effect, such a way that every customer or every consumer, he knows what is working on. He knows what is looking into. And this technology has made some user friendly, such a way that even the uneducated can understand what is there in that. Getting me? Even the uneducated can understand. Most of us would have used Ola or something to travel, right? Ola or Uber, something to travel. Let us say if you're traveling here from our college, you want to travel to Sholingalur or you want to travel to Navlur somewhere close by. The first option is, if you don't have a motorcycle, instead of walking, you will take an auto, right? You will take an auto first. But if the auto is fully crowded, let us say if girls want to travel, full of people, men over there, you're not comfortable to travel, right? And there are so many people over there in the auto, you can't travel, you feel it's not safety. What is the other option you do? You go for a call taxi, but you can't afford. You think 100 rupees is very costly to travel from here to Sholingalur, 2 kilometers, 100 rupees is very costly. Now what is the other option you have? Bus. Good. What if buses are not available on the time? You have to go fast. Fantastic. You go for Rapido or a bike taxi. See, now that is a technology which was used at the best effect, and that person who has brought that into existence has seen that need. Only one person has to travel. only one person has to travel. Standing in the bus stop wastes his time. Spending money for for a taxi where 4 people can be accommodated, waste of money. Waiting for an auto which is totally cramped, full of people, insecure. He has seen all this. Now what is the need? One person has to travel quickly from one source to destination without any trouble, and also at the cheapest cost. That's the reason they have brought this concept of bike taxi. Understand? Now most of the people, most of the youngsters, even students, can afford that. So there is a segment of people whom they have tapped into. There are which category or which age group of people can use this, and the affordability. There are so many parameters those entrepreneurs would have observed. They have seen the need, then they have brought the technology into existence. Now we have been using so many things. Let us say you use Instagram. Most of you use Instagram, right? How did it start? There was a need that they saw. They saw that people are interested in so and so, and people started to skip off bigger videos. People started to just they started get bored in watching videos of more than 15 minutes, 20 minutes. Now they brought the concept of what? Reels. Reels. Now they made it more attractive. They increased the picture quality of that. Now what actually happens? The youngsters, now you have a lot of things to be done in the mobile phone itself. You can take a photograph from the front camera, back camera. You can do your own video, even when the session is going on. So many things can be happening, right? And you can make it more creative. You can add more filters to it. Now that has now targeted one set of generation. It has targeted one set of audience, and it has kept them busy. So this is how technology is used today, and that's what I was quoting about. I see startups, technology and innovation as exciting and effective instruments for India's transformation. So when they have seen something like this, that means they have meant what is going to happen in the next 10 to 20 years. So at the bottom, I'm showing you a few logos, and these are the avenues where each of you can enterprise yourself. And these are the platforms where most of you can utilize, which is from the government of India, and they are making it more accessible to every student. Every student can access these platforms, and if you have an idea, you want to convert it to innovative idea, you want to commercialize it, and these platforms can be used, and you won't have any hurdle. Make in India. If you just see today, most of the products in the market are Make in India products. Government of India wants to put a ban on foreign goods, and the government of India always encourages any product to be indigenously manufactured in our nation itself. You know why? We will reduce lot of cost. Let us say if you're buying some branded wear, you're going to spend thousands of rupees. Okay, and branded wear has its own reputation because of so many other features. Maybe it's the comfort, let us say branded shoe or something, or mobile phone, in matter of fact. But if the same product, if it is manufactured in India, if they have a factory in India and the manufacturer here, the price of the product will get reduced. But they won't come over here and manufacture that, because they have their own policies in their manufacturing. They can't compromise in their policies. So that's the reason Prime Minister himself has mentioned this many times: Make in India, Make in India. That means he wants every entrepreneur or every citizen to adopt themselves into manufacturing. You can manufacture your own, and this has helped the handicrafts to promote themselves into a very good level. Now you can just see, if you go to market also, whenever you want to buy any product, there is those steel metal section, and there are those ethnic sections. Okay, even in the dresses we wear, there is ethnic wears. When you want to buy something for home, ethnic vessels, ethnic decoration. There are so many things that you see. That means those sectors which were not promoted earlier, those sectors are now uplifted. And if at all you have gone for shopping with your parents, in fact with women at home, whenever they want to buy a sari, the sari which is woven in the machine is cheaper than the hand woven sari, right? Because there is a lot of effort, lot of work that is done in that, and it has the best quality in it. Okay, even a shawl, no, just a simple shawl or a dupatta is costing around 6,000 rupees if it is hand woven. But the same thing, if it is machine weaved, you can get it for 100 rupees. Okay, you can just see the difference. No, there is a quality in that. Now these sectors now today have come up. Now here you can just see how can you bring down the prices. Means material can be changed, or you can use recycled material to get the product instead of directly using a silk, instead of directly using the wool. Some recycled fabric can be used, or a discarded waste that can be turned into fabric. Plastic, you can turn it into fabric. This is where engineering is required. All you guys can work in that. So that is where the prices will come down, and it will become more affordable by everyone, and everyone can have our own indigenous products. This is where Make in India works really great wonders. All of us would have seen these startups somewhere or another. Can you identify a few? Can you recognize? So these are the startups which have been successful in our nation in the last 2 years. So some of them would be in automotive sector, some of them would be in fashion, some of them would have been in grocery, some of them would have been in instruments, okay, some of them would have been in finance, okay, some of them would have been in gaming, some of them would have been in betting apps, right? There are so many that you can see. Now all of these startups, can you name any one startup which has not adopted technology? Any one startup from the screen that can you mention that has not adopted technology? Without technology, are they surviving? No, right? Everyone has adopted technology. Today, this is one asset that all of you have. Because when you started your engineering, you already have your mobile phones in your hand. Please make this note. This is one asset, one strength that you have. All of you, before starting in engineering, you have your mobile phones in your hand. With that itself, with that experience itself, you can do so many things. You know how to take a good photograph, you know how to edit a video, you know how to attend a lecture, you know what to do when lecture is going on. So many things you have experienced, which I have not experienced earlier. So there is no startup currently which has not adopted technology. They have adopted the technology, they have upgraded the technology. In fact, some of them have rather than adopting technology, it will be much better. They have shown how technology can be used in the best way. Okay, this is what we see in the startups. See, when we go out, when we want to buy something, even without having money in our hand, if you have mobile phone, still you can buy a product, right? You have Google Pay, Bharat Pay, Phone Pay, Paytm. Yes, there is none of us who would not use this, right? All of us would have used. Now, where are we scanning this? Are we scanning this in very big malls, or are we scanning this in jewelry stores? Mostly where? Good. In the very of your invention only is your invention. You have an idea, you have to bring it into existence. You have to bring it into reality. It can be in terms of service, it can be in terms of product, it can be in terms of technology. Okay. All the time when we speak about innovation, startup and all, it is not always product. Please don't mistake. You have Microsoft, all of us use Microsoft, laptops and all. What are they? They are service providers. They're service providers. They earn billions of dollars, right? They just provide service. They give an OS, they give you service. They make your laptop to function. Am I right? If you look at it in the broad picture, that's what they're doing. But still they're doing very good. Am I right? Every year they're upgrading. They're coming up with different technologies every year. They're coming up with upgraded version of their OS every year. They're basically giving you a good service. Right? In that, you have their products. They give also products like your MS Tools, MS Office and all. They are again products. Okay, they don't have to be something physical parameters. They are not physical quantities. Getting me what I'm speaking? Now this is where CSC, IT, all of you can put your brains into. Wherever there's a need, wherever there's a requirement, wherever there's a difficulty in operation, wherever there is a difficulty in ease of access, your ideas, your thought can just definitely bring or change that forever. So you generate an idea and how to implement that again in turn is a different topic. And in YouTube, in my page, I always spoke about design thinking, I spoke about innovation earlier. If you have an opportunity, please visit that pages, you can just get some idea of what is innovation, how to innovate, and how to see a need, all that you can see there. Now, most important, because if when you go to your project work, if at all you work on drone technology, if at all you're working on some product, you want to say that I want to patent my project work, I want to have a trademark for my what I'm doing, I want a copyright for what I'm doing, and you want to launch it into market some way or another by means of a product or by means of a service, something. What you want to do that, in order to put it into an, in order to bring in sustainable development goals, if your innovation is with, fulfilling any one of these, if it is fulfilling these parameters, it will be definitely funded very easily. You will get fund very easily. So it should be compressing within these 17 parameters, within these 17 elements, then your innovation will be really successful. You can look at few of them. It should focus on poverty eradication, giving good water, good education, some awareness, transformation of society, adoption of natural resources like solar energy, something like that. So, and it should not deplete the resources. So if your product, your innovation is something within this 17 sustainable development goals, and your innovation, your model will definitely get huge funding. It's very easy to get funding. So I said about startup no. This is just a small figure. Why startups have failed? There are so many reasons, like here we can see 10 of them. But startups, if you look at this, there's one figure I would like to show you. Total unicorns, the fourth row, total unicorns. In 2020, 39, in 2021, 70. Total unicorn. Unicorn is nothing but $1 billion worth company. A startup which is having a valuation of $1 billion is called as a unicorn. Means 100 crores is the company's valuation, not turnover. It is a valuation of the company. 100 crores. So like that, we have 70 successful unicorns. 70 unicorns in 2021. See, in Tamil Nadu itself, there are 422 engineering colleges. If each engineering college produces one entrepreneur, if each engineering college could produce one startup, that figure would go up. It will not just be 70, it should have been in 3 figures. But see where our country is failing. We are not able to generate good entrepreneurs. If there are no entrepreneurs, if there are no people who can give job to the citizens, most of the people will be remaining unemployed. So I just put in the first slide, I put the title of the statement given by the Honorable Minister of Commerce, then Prime Minister. People today are shifting the focus from government job seekers to potential job providers. Okay, there is one shift that is happening. You people should stand in that place. That is all what I wanted to say. The focus of this lecture is that somewhere or another, rather than you people satisfying yourself sitting in a job or acquiring a permanent job, then and not trying to venture or not trying to do something new, then that is no good for the country. If everyone wants just job, get salary and sleep, sit at home, country will not progress. If a country should develop, then there should be people who can give jobs. I asked a question, why do people go to United States but they don't want to settle here? We are always happy to go to United States. There are so many reasons you said. See, there are so many entrepreneurs in United States. There are so many people who could give jobs to people. They had doors open such a way that people can come there, they can work. They have a lot of opportunities. If they have difficulty in having their establishment there, they can take their company, put it in another country and have people working in that country, like China and India. Okay, so that is the reason we always are happy to go over there, because they have jobs to be given to people. And now today that is coming down. Anyway, that is coming down. Now India is a very good market which has been a destination to many businesses. Now they can come and start their businesses in our country. If you just check the countries across around India, our neighbors, why are they not doing well? Why are we doing well? There is poverty, we cannot deny. Why is that? Because of this. There are entrepreneurs, we have IT sector, Wipro, all of them, once upon a time they were entrepreneurs, right? They were startups once upon a time, 40 years back. Now today they are very big industries, they are boosting the economy for country. That is what I said. 10, 20, 30 years from now on, every startup will definitely directly contribute to the economy. See, if you have 10 people working under you, the employees with you are going to pay taxes. They are going to pay taxes. Not just buying taxes, they are going to afford good houses, they are going to have good lifestyle, they will buy so many things. When you are buying things, the people from whom you are buying, they are also benefited. Their business sector also is promoted. Okay, so this is how we see the country developing. Lifestyle of people being better, the business is doing well, people having good education. See, we having now, most of you have money that you can buy few things. You can go to canteen, you can buy some things. You can go to a restaurant, you can buy some things. Right? This is called as affordability. Now, most of the students have that affordability. You can plan about your future. You can think certain things. I mean, are you able to understand what I'm speaking? If you just see the neighboring nations, one country has ceased sending students to school because they don't have money for writing examinations. They don't have money to spend on paper to write examinations. So that is how bad the situation is. But whereas if you look at this country, there are policies. So we're not going to the policies, but only if generations start to think to be an entrepreneurs, only then the country will survive. It will progress, not just survive, it will progress. Okay. So why startups fail? Because they don't do something which is required. But they have some idea, but there is no need of that. They have some innovative idea, but there is no need in the market. When there is no need of what you're doing, it will definitely fail. No one is going to buy it, however good it is, however best it is. At the same time, that same company, if they want to launch into the market, they have to see the timing that they are launching into the market. So that is the primary reason why most of the startups fail. There are so many other reasons, okay, and they don't do proper market analysis. They don't know what is the product that they're going to do. Why I'm using this particular statement, I'm not going to other points. Whenever you do reviews, project reviews, the first question the reviewer will ask is, what is the application of your product? What is the application of your product? You are doing this project work, it is good. Where it is going to be useful? Who is going to use this technology? Who is going to adopt this technology? You have to be in a position to answer that question. If you are able to answer that question clearly, I'm very sure you are going in a very good path and you can make your project into a market fit product. Your project work can be a market fit product. You will definitely think about business propositions. You will think how to put this in terms of economy. You will think how to put this into money, how to convert this into something, into a business. Most of you, 99% of the students will not be able to answer that question. Why are you doing the project? They will not answer. They don't know what they're doing. That is the reason most of the businesses fail. Okay. So how do you convert your innovation to startup? I'll briefly go into the slides. First one is do good market research. That's nothing complicated. Do nice market research. There are different methodologies doing that. Design thinking, creative thinking approach. Okay, there are a few approaches that you have to adopt. Do a good market research for what you want. I'll give one example. It is just a saying, okay? One person came to Africa or India. He wanted to start a shoe industry or a shoe industry. He wanted to start a shoe industry. So they sent a few people to do a market survey. So what was the feedback when they went back to the company? So in the board meeting, that person said, I went and did a large survey, extensive survey across the country. I found out this country is no good for shoe business because no one is using shoes over here and they don't have any awareness what is a shoe. There's no point of doing anything over here because they're walking on the bare feet. They're doing work regularly on the bare feet. I didn't see anyone using any shoes. So there's no point of having a shoe industry over here. So he's calm, the industry became calm and they started to venture into different markets. Another person has come, he has found out this feedback. Already there is one survey done and they said there is no possibility of having a market over there. He went in a different approach and when he came to India, he saw nobody is wearing shoe.
Everyone are walking without sandals. They are comfortable with that. And he thought an idea. This is the best market to launch the industry. What did he do? He started to enterprise his product in a different way. Now one person saw it cannot be, this industry cannot be launched over here. Another person has seen, he thinks that he can launch his industry over here because he saw there is no competitor at all. Now what he has done, he has installed stalls here and there. He has put in cool shelters. He is calling people, giving them shoes, telling them to wear. He is giving them drink to drink, and he is making them comfortable, and he is telling them to walk. At the end of the day, they don't have to take any medication for this to their feet. They don't have to bother about their feet. They don't have to think about the sun. They can work comfortably, and the work productivity increased. Now, what he has done, he has given this to the employers. Now the employers wanted to give to the employees. Now what has actually happened? That industry started to blossom in the country. So it is the way you visualize the market, the way you see things is also very important. There might be a need. Some person may do a wrong approach. His analysis might be wrong. Some other's approach in the same way can turn out to be good. So doing a good market research is very important to convert your innovation to startup. You have to have a good business plan. Nice business plan. You require a good team. Decide on the branding. Think about your branding. The first thing about your branding is your product should be authentic. You can't fake your product. What are you going to do? What is that all your company wants to do? What are you going to do in the next few years? Then what do you stand? What are your values? So whenever any advertisement that comes, they do it in a different way. I'm not going more details into advertising, but when they do their advertising, they will just say what they are, what it's all about. Let's say Colgate toothpaste, When they started, they spoke about salt. They spoke about the salt content in the toothpaste, which will protect your gums or teeth, whatever. So they had one particular parameter that they wanted to focus on, and they were successful in doing it. So what do customers say? There should be clear and genuine feedback about it. Work with like minds. The people whom you work with should be of the same mindset. People should be pushing you up. Okay, you can't have different mindsets. One guy works hard, another guy says, my mother is at hospital. One other person says, I have to travel so and so place. It cannot work in business. There are so many sacrifices that you have to do. You can't go by emotion. You have to have like-minded people. Same mission should be there. Choose a good co-founder. What do you mean by co-founder? See, co-founder cannot be any person. You will have a group of board of members. It cannot be anyone. See, if you take all the companies today in our country, the big companies, big companies who recruit people in a mass scale, and they also provide service to the government. See, they have someone as CEO. Even in the CEO position, that person would have had equity. You will have some shareholding in the company. Even a CEO will have a shareholding in the company. That means a co-founder cannot be some outsider. He should have had some equity, some shareholding. Only then he will be responsible. Because if the company performs well, his growth also will be there. If the company doesn't perform well, he is going to go down. So definitely because of his shares in the company, because of his holding in the company, he will work hard. You have to choose a co-founder who is really trustworthy and who already has shares in the company. Most important part, where most of the students think very difficult to do business. You have to secure appropriate funding. How do you do appropriate funding? See, basically it is your savings, that is the best way. Second, asking your relatives or very close, some close relatives, close friends. These are the two best ways you can secure your funding. Because banks will not give straight away. You don't have any other way to get funding. These are the two important ways you can get fund. Now coming to you, Government of India has introduced this Startup India. Very easily you can get fund. You can access this website. You have all the points clearly listed in this website. How to get fund, how to secure fund for your innovation, and how to establish your startup. You can go into this website. All the students can definitely become an entrepreneur if you fulfill the requirements in this. Who are eligible? As I said, it should be registered as a private limited company. It should not be government sector. Okay, it should be registered as a partnership firm or a limited liability partnership (LLP), and it should not have a turnover more than 1,100 crores. 100 crores, and it should not be 10 years old. It should be less than 10 years of age since its inception, and it should be working towards innovation, development, or improvement. These three parameters are important. Only then your company or your startup is eligible for this funding. Find a good mentor. See, your mentor cannot be your teacher all the time. Most of you have this wrong idea because some teacher is very good, very friendly, he is your mentor. It cannot be like that. Mentor cannot be like that. You have to choose your mentor wisely. There are so many other ways that you have to think about mentor. So it is not just a person who is good to you. No. See, to have a good mentor, you should have a relationship first. Or suppose, let us say, you want to work on drones. You want to work on 3D printing, additive manufacturing, and you want to do something different. You came up with a different metal. You started to work with a smart metal or some another alloy. Now this is going to be your disruptive thing in the market. So you have to choose a mentor such a way that who is already in that field. Point number one. Point number two, you have to approach that person. It is not taking him to a restaurant will work. You have to approach that person. You have to tell what you want to do, what is your expectation from that person, and you have to have a specific time. And many people make this mistake in India. When there is a commitment, when you have an appointment with a mentor, you have to be on time there. You can't delay. You can't make your mentor wait, and you have to put him in a good position, or you have to facilitate with good provision. When you want to explain something, he has to understand. You have to be very clear. Mostly, it cannot be your teachers. Frankly speaking, your teachers cannot be good mentors in terms of business. Okay, I can be good lecturer, but I cannot help you in business. I can give you the tips, but I cannot facilitate. But a person who is already in the existing business, he can help you through these experiences. He can push you through that. Your mentor should be like this. Apply for an accelerated program. Always try to adopt to the technologies, learn business programs. Finally, don't be afraid of your fears. Keep your fears away, and whenever there is a failure, understand it is a next opportunity for you to develop. So with this, I will wind up my session. Thank you very much for your patient hearing. Before I wind up, I would like you to give me a feedback. Samuel, that's a feedback. Kindly give the forms. So thank you very much for your patient hearing. Thank you, students. I thank the head of department of mechanical engineering and aeronautical engineering for sharing the students today.
This is a Fleet Colonel of Jeppiaar, founder of Jeppiaar Engineering College. We are completed section successfully. I would like to express my gratitude to Dr. M. Jeppiaar, Chairman and Managing Director of Jeppiaar Group of Institutions, Dr. Advisor, Principal of Jeppiaar Engineering College, for supporting this session. I would like to convey my sincere thanks to Amit, Kumar, students for being a part of this event. Build your life on your dreams, because dreams never have bad endings. Thank you.